Yeah. This is the normal opening. Everyone knows. Knight f3, knight f6. So now, white has the option of playing e5. Okay, e5, knight d5, knight d5. This is a side variation which is called Nimzowitsch, and that's a b29. If you look into the issue, that's a b29 variation. Okay, so now d5. This is the continuation that has happened in the game. E d5, knight d5, knight e4. I'll shortly tell you, like, I already see people are asking whose game it is and all. Just give me a couple of more seconds, I'll tell you. Knight e4, chop, this thing. These are, you'll not see many games on this position. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, like, this is the game I played against Chinese Grandmaster, Yu Shetong. He happens to be a coach of women's Chinese team, which has won the Olympic gold multiple times. And this was in round one Singapore Open in the year 2004. I'm black. Okay. Bishop e7. So here, Grandmaster, when you say Grandmaster and all, it is always assumed that they are pretty much familiar with all sort of openings. But I was trying my best to take him to some side variation, which is not, where he must have not played many games on it. Okay.
Rishi, your voice is
So that's what I'm showing you over here. Here, e5, knight d5, Nimzowitsch.
Rishi, 1 second. Your voice
Yeah.
is breaking, so can you switch off the video and try?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Acha, someone says, do not use the word chop. It is confusing. Okay, I'll say capture. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I stopped my camera since the internet connection is fluctuating here. Okay. So, that's one of the reasons I played this variation. So, AD5, chop, captured, 94, CD4, 94. I'll take you straight to the position from where the happenings have started actually. If I,
Rishi, can you flip the board if you're showing from black?
yeah. Okay. So now the concepts of regrouping, centralization of pieces, all this come into existence over here. Okay. Knight c6. Bishop c4. So obviously, I would prefer controlling the center. Want to play on these squares. So bishop g4 will avoid white to play bishop c6, bc6, and knight a5, right? c3, king h8, because my when I play fi and all, I really don't want myself to be in a situation where white plays one moment. If he doesn't, after c3, the intent of playing king h8 is if I play fi and all, bishop c4 or other things should not come. So that's one of the reasons king h8, simple. h3. See, this is one of the talking points of this position here. Now you need to take a call whether we always you must have heard from your coaches and you must have read lot of manuals and everywhere where open position pair bishops are important and you need to maintain the pair bishops. Okay, but that doesn't applicable in all sort of positions. Position to position things differ. although this is an open position, okay, but now our motive of other topics, regrouping of pieces, centralization of pieces, that comes into picture. So now I decided to give away my bishop. Bishop f3, queen f3. Okay, forced. There is no other choice. Queen f3, f5, knight g3, again forced, because knight d2 and all put the knight into an inappropriate place, and the bishop on c1 would take more than the expected time to come into play. So knight g3 is forced. Now e4, queen d1, and knight e5. So this was my intent. Okay. See how beautifully the knights are placed, how I'm controlling the center. And on top of it, white has good space black has good space advantage. So, when I talk regrouping of places, centralization and all, all topics, one needs to spend time to get familiar with all the topics and all. So all the topics put together will help you to play the game in more appropriate manner. Okay. Now, you see, this is one of the dream position of blacks. You have all your pieces developed, you have the space advantage, and you are controlling the center now. Right, the knight on g3 is badly placed, and now black cannot decide where to develop this c1 bishop. Okay, and although if you assess the position, you will say white has pair bishops, but which is of not great use, since the center is completely dominated by black. Okay, so knight h5. And now your tactics should come into picture now. Okay, now you need to really come up with strong tactics. Open positions, there will be a lot of tactics on the board, right? So bishop c5. This is long-term strategy of getting my queen on h4 and creating more pressure on white on the g3 square and others. So now the rolling of pawns of f4, f3 is inevitable. Okay, black cannot stop me from rolling these pawns. And if he tries to play something like c4 and all, he will lose this d3 square. That would create more weaknesses for him, because simply he'll play knight b4. If queens get exchanged, that's not at all a problem. But I'll have a very strong position, because my knight can get on d3, knight on c2, and I'm also controlling n f2. Bishop e2, f4. Okay, c4. Take 2 minutes, assess the position. What do you think black should play here? Please type in private. Do not type it to everyone. Remember this, white is a grandmaster and black is just an FIDE master. And white is happened to 2517 and black is 2259 in 2004 December. I'll give you 2 minutes here. Yeah, Nirut, you got it. But think of more detail this thing. What after that move? Renuka, yep, you also got it. Nime, that is Nime Agarwal, that's incorrect. The Shivagiru intent of you writing this thing is very much correct, but your notation is incorrect. Gautam, Sharanya, Sagar. No, Abhinav, you are incorrect. Pranil, Arnab. Yeah, you're correct. Dhruva, you got it correct. Pradyumna, correct. Okay. So yeah, many of you have got it correct. But see, this is something which was been calculated 3-4 moves beforehand. Okay. Now this the position what is been arranged in front of you is just at the time of execution. Okay. So, but it's good. The level where you are, if you are finding the continuation, it's really good. One moment, let me adjust this. Yeah. Okay. So F3 is the right move. Okay. CD5. Now what black should play? Yeah, I see some of them writing to me as FE2. Please understand when I'm asking you something that's other than FE2, there is something else on the board. I want you to grab that thing. Actually, this is an obvious move that everyone would play, right? Any chess player would show that. But please understand the intent. Why I stopped over here and posed this question, like what should be the continuation here after CD5. And guys, I think I missed to tell you this part. Me, Amit, and Ramu happened to attend one, FIDE trainer session last year February in Chennai. Okay, there we happened to meet other coaches and all. There we got one very interesting thing. He told about Om. Okay, I don't know how many of you heard this, but that is the moment you see the game and all, and when you are playing the game, Om is opponent move. Just see what opponent has played now. That was really good actually. So I really liked it. So thought it would be helpful for you when you're playing the tournaments and all. That term would really help you when you're doing the analysis and all. See the opponent move, what he has played. Post which, put up your calculation, your plans and all. Om, opponent move. More 20 seconds. Okay, some of you have got it correctly. More 5 seconds. Yeah, good. It is very good to see like many of you have got the right continuation here. That is Queen H4. Okay. Now, if knight goes on G3, that's a blunder, right? Because Queen into G3 is directly coming. So now if white plays bishop on b5 or something, black doesn't have any problems, right? He can simply capture queen into h5 and continue his threats of on g2 and all. Okay. So that would be a clearly a minus plus position. Black doesn't have any problems, and I can yeah, any prominent player, any normal player would convert this position into a win. If white plays bishop b5, queen into h5, and that would turn out to be a win easily. So knight f4, rook f4, bishop f4, and queen f4. Okay, now now my main idea over here is getting this bishop slowly. If gf3 is a big blunder again, because knight into f3 check is coming. Bishop into f3, bishop d6, and there are multiple ways to win. So king h1, now my fe2, queen e2. Yeah, I'll give you 30 seconds over here. What black should play here? You can type in chat privately to me. Twenty more seconds. Yeah, some of you have got it correct. To name a few, like Ritika, Renuka, Sahana, uh, Dhruv Sarma, Anaya, incorrect. Harshini, yeah, you got it correct. Some of them, to name a few, have got it correctly. Okay, that's correct. It is knight f3. So see, if you look back to the position, okay, these are all forced moves. These are all inevitable. Okay, these are highly calculated. Now, white really cannot do much over here. Just going back to this position again, knight f4, chop, yeah, captured here, and king h1. This is all calculated, right? No, what white can do over here? Because the immediate idea of black over here is getting his queen on g3, right? So, he doesn't have any other choice. So this is forced. Okay, this is forced again. This is forced. Now G3. Now you have a dream position again, 2 pieces for a rook, and knight is strongly placed with full attack things, everything, right? But now that the opponent is a grandmaster, it takes some efforts to convert this position into a win. Yeah, Ramu, Amit, is there any problem with my voice? Like some of them are typing that my voice is not appropriate. Okay, thank you. So G3, Queen F5, because you will simply get one pawn over here. King G2, Queen D5. Since we are reaching to end of the session, so I'll be a little quick over here. Rook A7, Bishop D4. Again, stick to our basics, centralization of pieces, place your pieces in active squares. Rook C7. Do not worry about such things. You know, oh, white rook is entering in 7th ring and all, but that will do nothing to me since I have a very powerful attack on since my knight is placed on F3. Rook F7, Queen F5. Okay, Queen F5 idea is creating pressure on F2 and avoiding white to play Rook C8. Okay. Now Rook 7 C2. Now you know, it's all left it to me. Like how do I want to continue the game? Now white doesn't have any plans. He's just tied up with his you know, inactive pieces and all. He doesn't have anything to do. H5. Rook D1. H4. Rook C4 again. Queen D5. Although this is on pin, but you if you see the idea now, you will get to know, like you know, that can do no damage to me because this is on pin, but queen white queen has always need to support this C4, right? And I also have one handy move over here, that's a knight E1 check. An idea is capturing on F2. So that can only be executed after you know, protecting one of my pieces over here. Rook D7. So now that everything is nicely placed and this is just need to convert this thing into a full-fledged win. Knight E1 check, Queen E1, Rook E1. I decided to give away one more of my rook. Queen versus 2 rooks. Position to position things differ. Although in the theories you must have seen 2 rooks for a queen is powerful and all, but position to position things differ. Okay. Now white king is badly placed, very badly placed. Queen to check, King G1, Queen E3 check again, King H1, Queen F3, King G1, Queen G3 check. Now all pawns are gone. Queen F3, King D2. Yeah, this is inevitable now. H3, H2, H1. Rook C8 check, King H7, Rook E1, and H2. Here white resigned. Okay. So now so again you know, the intent of today's sessions, what you have seen in the earlier positions and all, you know, play with same energy levels till the last, the energy level what you have to, from the move 1. You know, again and again I'm emphasizing on this because this is the mistake you know, many of the players have been you know, handling it incorrectly. Okay, do not put result in your subconscious mind you know, once you get into a favorable position. You know, do not you know, do not change your body language. You know, when you get a strong position and all, people tend to change their body language and move here and there with you know, with a big smile on their face and all. Do not do that. Play with same energy level, same enthusiasm till the end of the game. Okay. Again, opening should not be a problem. any opening is good as long as you understood the principle of openings and all, where you just need to just develop all your pieces and all. Your overall game strength matters a lot. Okay, you can only focus on openings and all after you hit 2400 rating.